These days, a good original film that gets well promoted from Hollywood is a very rare sight to see. But if there's anything you can count on them to deliver a lot of, it's unnecessary sequels, reboots, and spin offs that nobody asked for. As they've shown us over the years, no genre of film is safe from this treatment, whether it's a property that gained a cult fan base over time or simply one that made substantial money years ago. Chances are a studio is trying to continue it somehow. It aggravates me every time they produce one of these forced cash grabs, but I get especially bothered when they do it to a classic teen film. That's because teen film is one of my favorite genres. Whenever I find the right one, it fills me with joy and nostalgia like almost no other film could. Just last year, they disrespected a Nicolas Cage classic by remaking Valley Girl. And this year, on August 27th, they're releasing a gender-swapped remake of 1999's She's All That, called He's All That. Right off the bat, two questions come to mind. First of all, out of all the popular teen films of the 90s, why She's All That? That's because it is the 90s teen film. In the realm of popular 90s teen movies, I think She's All That is the most iconic. Not because it's the best or it made the most money, but because of its characters and story, both of which continue to be influential in teen media to this day. Another question I asked myself was why did they feel the need to gender swap the lead roles? I think I know the answer to this one. In the original She's All That, high school jock Zach makes a bet with his friend Dean that he can make any girl in the school popular enough to be chosen as prom queen. As the subject, Dean chooses Lainey Boggs, who the film portrays as an unattractive and solitary girl. One of those things is obviously not true, but moving on, Zach eventually gains Lainey's favor enough for her to agree to go to a party with him. In preparation, she goes through the cliché Hollywood beauty transformation, which includes letting her hair down, taking her glasses off, and of course wearing more revealing clothing. Out of all the things in She's All That you'd think modern Hollywood would be sensitive about when doing a remake, it would be that, but no. So far the biggest change that we know of and what the film is using as its biggest marketing tool are the gender-swapped lead roles. The reason why I think they're doing this is because current day Hollywood has this weird problem with straight white men who aren't effeminate being in lead roles, and especially straight white men being in power and telling women what to do. Since the movie hasn't come out yet, this is just my speculation, and honestly, although it's highly unlikely, when it releases, I hope that it's revealed that this decision was made for a good reason, plot-wise. With all that said, let's move on to see just who's involved with this picture, which should give us a better idea of what kind of quality to expect when it finally releases. He's All That is being directed by Mark Waters, who has a pretty mixed catalog of films under his belt, with high points like The House of Yes, Freaky Friday, The Spiderwick Chronicles, and surprisingly, Mean Girls. As far as his bad films, I honestly haven't seen any of them, but they're considered to be, at least according to critics and audiences, Head Over Heels, Ghosts of Girlfriend's Past, Vampire Academy, and Bad Santa 2. All of his other films have a more mixed reception. What this tells me about Mr. Waters is that he's capable of making a great movie, but that he hasn't made one in over a decade. Next, let's take a look at the cast. First up is of course the face of the reboot, TikTok star Addison Rae, who will be making her acting debut in the lead role of this movie. Since there's nothing to gauge how good of an actress she is, the most I can do is hope that she's better at acting than she is at dancing and singing. Next up is the leading man, Tanner Buchanan, who's guest starred in a bunch of TV shows and is most well known for his prominent role in Cobra Kai as Robbie Keane. Unfortunately, I've only seen him act in his second most popular role as Mason Kendall in Nickelodeon's Game Shakers. I say unfortunately because his character's whole gimmick was that he was a good-looking guy with no personality. For what it's worth, I thought Tanner did okay, but given the circumstances that his character was supposed to come off as though, it wouldn't be fair for me to evaluate his talent based on this performance alone. As far as the other actors and actresses go, no disrespect, but I have nothing to say about them. Sure, Rachel Lee Cook, who played Lainey Boggs in She's All That, is set to appear as Addison Rae's mom, but I don't think she'll have much screen time or impact in the film. And of course, I know Madison Pettis has a supporting role in the film. She was a good, notable child actress from the mid 2000s into the early 2010s, but the latest movie of hers that I've seen came out way back in 2014, so I don't know how good of an actress she is these days. Everyone else, Myra Malloy, Peyton Meyer, Isabella Crevetti, and Andrew Matarazzo, are people that I've never seen or heard of prior to this production, so the most I can do is hope that they're good at their jobs. In conclusion, after looking at the talent directing He's All That, as well as the performers who'll be on screen, do I think that this movie has an actual chance of being good? Unfortunately, my current answer is a big I don't know. For a movie that's supposed to come out in less than 2 months, there's surprisingly little promotion that's been released about it. We haven't gotten a trailer, a teaser trailer, or even a simple poster, which worries me because this can mean only one of two things. Either the movie sucks, so they're under-promoting it on purpose, or they're waiting until it's closer to the release date to show this stuff, therefore trying to write as much hype as they can into the Netflix premiere. Hopefully it's the latter. Since there's a lack of information, it wouldn't be right for me to say whether I think He's All That will be bad or good. But for the sake of entertainment and everyone involved in this production, especially Addison Rae, because if her acting sucks, the internet won't let her breathe, I hope to God that this movie is good. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to hear my opinion on He's All That when it finally comes out. Comment if you have some opinions of your own, and with nothing else to say, I'll see you all next time. God bless.